Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Emily, hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Some love stories are not written in headlines or confirmed by words. They are felt quietly, deeply, and honestly by the people who watch from afar. When Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu appeared together, something rare happened. It was not loud. It was not forced. It was calm, natural, and full of warmth. Their connection did not shout for attention. Instead, it gently pulled people in. Fans noticed it first in the small moments. A shared smile that lasted a second longer. A look that carried comfort, not performance. The way their presence seemed to relax each other, as if the world around them faded for a while. This was not about perfection. It was about sincerity. And sincerity is what people feel, even when nothing is said. Many viewers could not explain why their bond felt different. They just knew it felt real. Not like a story created for the screen, but like a feeling that existed quietly between two people who understood each other without effort. That is where this love story begins. Not with a promise, not with a declaration, but with a feeling that stayed in the hearts of those watching. As time passed, the feeling around Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu did not fade. It grew quieter, deeper, and more meaningful. What fans felt was not intensity. It was comfort. They seemed at ease around each other, not needing to prove anything. In shared spaces, their energy felt balanced. When one spoke, the other listened with genuine attention. When one smiled, the other responded naturally, without thinking. There was something powerful in that simplicity. People often believe love must be loud to be real. But what fans sensed here was the opposite. A calm understanding. A presence that said, "You are safe here," without a single word being spoken. Even in moments of silence, their connection felt complete. Silence did not create distance. It created closeness. The kind that only forms when two people trust each other deeply. This is why fans held on to the feeling. Not because they were told to, but because they felt it on their own. And once a feeling like that settles in the heart, it does not leave easily. With every new moment they shared, fans began to understand something important. This was not about scenes or timing. It was about connection. Barış Arduç carried a calm strength, steady and thoughtful. Elçin Sangu brought warmth and sincerity, effortless and open. Together, those qualities met in a natural balance. Fans noticed how their interactions never felt rushed. There was patience there, respect, a sense of awareness, as if each understood where the other stood without needing explanation. That kind of bond cannot be taught or planned. It forms only when two people truly see each other. What made this connection special was how real it felt to those watching. Nothing appeared exaggerated. Nothing seemed staged. It felt like two people moving at the same pace, comfortable in each other's presence. For many fans, this was enough. No confirmation was needed. No label was required. Because some relationships are not defined by words. They are defined by how they make others feel. And this one left a quiet, lasting impression that stayed with people long after the moment passed. What stayed with fans was not a single moment. It was the consistency. With Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, the connection never felt temporary. Even when time passed and moments changed, the feeling remained steady. That is what made it special. Fans felt a sense of honesty in the way they carried themselves. There was no rush to impress, no need to stand out. Just two people showing up as they were, comfortable and grounded. That kind of presence creates trust, even among those watching from a distance. People connected to that energy because it reflected something real. The kind of bond that does not depend on attention. The kind that grows quietly and stays strong without explanation. For many fans, this was not about imagining a story. It was about recognizing a feeling they understood in their own lives. A calm closeness. A shared respect. A connection that feels safe and familiar. That is why the love fans felt never disappeared. It did not need reminders. It did not need confirmation. It lived quietly, exactly where genuine feelings always live. Some connections do not ask to be explained. They are simply felt. With Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, fans sensed a love that never needed to be announced. It lived in the calm moments, in the mutual respect, in the ease they shared without effort. There was no need for grand gestures. What touched people was the softness of their bond, the way they seemed to understand each other's space, the way support appeared naturally, without drawing attention. This kind of love feels familiar to many. It reflects the relationships people hope for. Steady, kind, honest. That is why fans held it close to their hearts. It reminded them that real connection does not need to be loud to be meaningful. Over time, the feeling became part of the audience's memory, not as a rumor or a claim, but as an emotion they once felt and never forgot. A reminder that some love stories are not defined by words, but by presence. And perhaps that is the most beautiful kind of love. The one that stays, even when nothing is said. In the end, what fans carry with them is not a story they were told. It is a feeling they discovered on their own. With Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, that feeling became something personal, different for every fan, yet familiar to all. A reminder that connection can be gentle, respectful, and quietly powerful. Their bond showed that love does not always need clarity to have meaning. Sometimes, it exists in shared understanding, in calm presence, and in moments that feel sincere without trying too hard. Fans did not hold onto expectations. They held onto emotion, the warmth, the trust, the sense that something genuine once passed between two people and left a mark on those who witnessed it. That is why this love remains alive in memory. Not as a headline, not as a claim, but as a feeling that continues to live quietly in the hearts of fans. And perhaps that is enough. As time moves forward, some stories naturally find a quiet place to rest. This one lives there. With Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, fans did not search for conclusions. They accepted the beauty of what was felt, even if it was never defined. This love was never about certainty. It was about emotion. The kind that feels warm without asking questions. The kind that stays gentle, even as time passes and paths change. For fans, the connection became a reminder that meaningful bonds can exist without explanation, that respect and understanding can be seen even when nothing is said aloud, and that sometimes the most touching love stories are the ones left open. So this story continues quietly, carried by those who felt it, not as a memory they cling to, but as a feeling they smile at when they remember. And that is where it belongs. Right there in the heart. Time has a way of changing many things, but some feelings remain untouched. For fans of Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, this connection became timeless because it was never tied to a moment. It was tied to emotion. And emotions, when honest, do not expire. Even years later, people still remember how it felt to watch them share the same space. The calm energy, the quiet understanding, the sense that something sincere existed, even if it was never explained. That is why this story continues to be talked about softly. Not with demands or expectations, but with respect. Fans do not ask for answers. They simply appreciate what they once felt. In many ways, this love story belongs to the audience as much as it belongs to the two people at its center. Each fan carries it differently, shaped by their own hopes and experiences. And maybe that is what makes it special. It does not belong to time. It does not belong to words. It belongs to feeling.